Visualize a land where the sparkling Pacific coast meets the rugged Rocky Mountains, where ancient indigenous sites stand alongside modern cityscapes, and the vibrant streets of Montreal echo with the sounds of jazz and folk music. A country where inspiring natural wonders coexist with a rich tapestry of cultures and deep-rooted history. You're about to explore Canada. Travelers can feel overwhelmed trying to plan the perfect trip, but you don't have to worry. I'm here to help. From the breathtaking beauty of Banff National Park to the mysterious allure of the Northern Lights, Canada offers a harmonious blend of urban sophistication and untamed wilderness. Hey there, eh? Wonders of Canada. Welcome to Canada, a land of breathtaking diversity. Beyond its famous landmarks, Canada's true magic lies in its hidden gems, from the red sandstone cliffs of Prince Edward Island to the pristine glaciers of the Yukon Territory. Join us as we uncover Canada's rich cultural heritage and extraordinary landscapes, from bustling coastal cities to remote Arctic communities. Prepare to be captivated by this remarkable country. Stay tuned until the end for a unique, must-know maple syrup tasting guide that will make your travels even sweeter. First, we'll share a wacky, weird, or wonderful oddity about Canada, and then we'll explore the best destinations this incredible country has to offer. Canada's wacky, weird, or wonderful oddities that will make you say, "Oh, Canada." Given Canada's vast diversity, it was impossible to choose just one wacky, weird, or wonderful oddity. So we'll quickly go through our favorite Canadian wacky, weird, or wonderful oddities. Please let us know in the comments which one is your favorite. The world's first UFO landing pad. In the small town of Steady Paul, Alberta, you'll find the world's first official UFO landing pad, built in 1967. Complete with a welcome center and weighing 130 tons, this peculiar landmark was declared a federal aircraft landing strip by Canada's Minister of National Defence. The town's slogan? Everybody is welcome to Steady Paul, including extraterrestrial beings. Magnetic Hill, where cars roll uphill. Near Moncton, New Brunswick, cars appear to roll uphill on their own at the mysterious Magnetic Hill. While it's actually an optical illusion caused by the surrounding landscape, this natural phenomenon has been baffling visitors for decades. Put your car in neutral and watch in amazement as it seems to defy gravity. The Polar Bear Jail. Churchill, Manitoba, known as the polar bear capital of the world, has a unique facility, a polar bear jail. When polar bears wander too close to town, they're temporarily held in the polar bear holding facility before being airlifted back to the wild. The jail can hold up to 28 bears, and there's a strict no visitors policy. The Subterranean City. Beneath the streets of Montreal lies Rizzo, the world's largest underground pedestrian complex. This underground city spans over 32 kilometers of tunnels connecting shopping malls, metro stations, universities, and more. During the harsh winter months, over 500,000 people use this climate-controlled network daily without ever stepping outside. Next up, Canada's must-see wonders. Let me take you on a mesmerizing journey through Canada's most inspiring wonders. Banff National Park, where mountains touch the sky. Imagine driving along the Trans-Canada Highway when suddenly the world transforms. Jagged peaks pierce cotton candy clouds, their reflections dancing in turquoise lakes that seem too blue to be real. Welcome to Banff, where grizzlies roam freely and Lake Louise's waters shine like liquid diamonds. Here, you can soak in natural hot springs while watching golden eagles soar overhead, or ski down pristine slopes that would make Olympic athletes jealous. As the sun sets, the Milky Way explodes across the sky in a celestial show that will leave you speechless. But fair warning, once you've witnessed a Banff sunset, normal ones just won't cut it anymore. Northern Lights in Yukon, the sky's electric ballet. In Canada's rugged Yukon, the night sky becomes a theater, and the aurora borealis is the star performer. Ribbons of green, pink, and purple dance across the darkness, reflecting off snow-covered spruce trees and the wide eyes of mesmerized onlookers. In Whitehorse, join the locals at one of their quirky Northern Lights viewing parties. Picture bonfires, hot chocolate spiked with maple whiskey, and stories that rival the lights for entertainment value. Time seems to stand still as you watch nature's light show, but listen closely. Some say you can hear the lights crackle and whisper. Just don't forget your camera, though fair warning, no photo ever does them justice. Bay of Fundy, where the ocean breathes. Twice daily, the Bay of Fundy performs a vanishing act that would make David Copperfield envious. As the world's highest tides roll out, they reveal a wonderland of rusty seafloors, spiral-shaped fossils, and gems hidden in the clay. Walk on the ocean floor among towering flowerpot rocks, but keep an eye on the time when the tide returns. It comes with the force of 25 million bathtubs of water. Kayak alongside curious seals, spot rare whales, or join the locals for a feast of just-caught lobster on the beach. The Bay of Fundy doesn't just challenge what you know about tides, it rewrites the rules of what's possible. Niagara Falls, the roar of 3 waterfalls. Niagara isn't just a waterfall, it's nature's ultimate sound and light show. 6 million cubic feet of water crash over the falls every minute, creating a roar you can feel in your bones and a perpetual rainbow-generating mist. Take the Maid of the Mist boat ride and prepare to get soaked as you venture into the curve of Horseshoe Falls. Just try to keep your eyes open as the wall of water looms above you. At night, watch as the falls transform into a technicolor dream, illuminated by lights that make the water look like liquid fireworks. But here's the secret. Visit in winter when the mist freezes mid-air, creating a crystalline wonderland that few tourists ever see. The polar bears of Churchill, the real kings of the north. In Churchill, Manitoba, polar bears don't just roam the streets, they have the right of way. This tiny town on the edge of Hudson Bay is one of the few places where you can come face to whisker with the world's largest land predators. Ride in a custom-built tundra vehicle as curious bears rear up on their hind legs to peek in the windows. Watch mothers teaching cubs to hunt, young males play fighting, or a lone bear napping in a bed of purple fireweed. And if you think the bears are impressive, wait until you hear the stories from locals about their polar bear jail, where troublemaking bears are sent for time out. Just remember, in Churchill, checking around corners isn't paranoia, it's prudence. Dinosaur Provincial Park, where prehistory meets prairie. Forget Jurassic Park, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is the real deal. In Alberta's Badlands, wind-carved hoodoos stand like nature's skyscrapers over a landscape that's yielded more than 500 dinosaur species. Walk where T-Rexes once roamed, as paleontologists brush away sandstone to reveal 75-million-year-old secrets. Join a dig site tour where you might spot a fossil poking out of the rusty red soil. Just don't try to take it home, or you'll have some explaining to do to both park rangers and future paleontologists. At sunset, the Badlands transform into a photographer's dream, with shadows playing across the lunar-like landscape. But watch your step, you're walking on history itself. Haida, Gwaii, the Galapagos of the North. Off British Columbia's coast lies an archipelago where legends walk among ancient cedars and totem poles tell stories older than Canada itself. The Haida people have called these misty islands home for over 13,000 years, creating a culture as rich as the seas around them. Paddle between islands in waters so clear, you can see whales swimming beneath your kayak. Explore villages where moss-covered totem poles stand sentinel over long abandoned longhouses, their carved faces keeping ancient secrets. But don't expect to keep track of time here in Haida, Gwaii. Nature sets the schedule, and ravens are the alarm clocks. Just remember, every beach, trail, and cedar has a story. All you have to do is listen. Gros Morne National Park, Earth's inside-out geology lesson. In Newfoundland, Gros Morne stands as proof that sometimes the best classrooms have no walls. Here, the Earth's mantle has been thrust up like a geological show and tell, creating a landscape that makes geologists weak in the knees. Hike through valleys carved by glaciers, where moose outnumber people and waterfalls seem to flow upwards on windy days. Take a boat tour through Western Brook Pond, a freshwater fjord where billion-year-old cliffs make you feel delightfully insignificant. Just pack layers, the weather here changes faster than a Newfoundlander can tell a joke, and that's saying something. Canadians must-see cities. Vancouver. Imagine sipping a craft beer in a seaside brewery, then hiking through an old-growth rainforest an hour later. That's just a typical Tuesday in Vancouver. This glass and steel city is sandwiched between snow-capped peaks and the Pacific, creating a playground where urbanites ski on their lunch breaks. Cycle the Stanley Park seawall as seaplanes buzz overhead. Sample your way through the culinary wonderland of Richmond's night markets, or join the locals in their favorite pastime, debating which sushi spot is truly the best spoiler. They're all fantastic. But watch out between the mountains, beaches, and food scene that would make a Michelin inspector weep. Vancouver has a habit of turning visitors into residents. Montreal. You'll wonder if you're in Canada or France as you stroll down cobblestone streets until a local greets you with Bonjour Hi in enchanting Montreal. This bilingual beauty seamlessly blends European charm with North American energy. One moment you're wandering past centuries-old churches in Old Montreal. The next you're diving into the city's legendary food scene, poutine at 3 a.m. Anyone? Duck into a speakeasy hidden behind a restaurant's walk-in freezer. Stumble upon a pop-up circus performance in a back alley, or join the summer-long festival marathon where the entire city becomes a stage. Just don't ask locals whether bagels or smoked meat is the city's true iconic food. The debate's been raging since before the Habs won their first Stanley Cup. Toronto. A city that embraces the world with open arms, Toronto will make you feel right at home. In a single day, you can feast on dim sum in one of 3 Chinatowns, catch a Bollywood movie in Little India, and end the night with a Nigerian suya skewer. The CN Tower stands like an exclamation point over a cityscape where bay and gable Victorian homes cuddle up to gleaming skyscrapers. Catch a Blue Jays game, then hop a ferry to the Toronto Islands where the city's best skyline views await. But the real magic, the neighborhoods. Each one is a world unto itself, from the graffiti-splashed alleys of Kensington Market to the designer boutiques of Yorkville. Just don't mention the Maple Leafs playoff record. Quebec City. Stepping into Quebec City is like tumbling into a European fairy tale, if that fairy tale included maple syrup martinis and ice hotels. North America's oldest walled city north of Mexico wears its history like a well-tailored coat, with 400-year-old stone buildings housing thoroughly modern cocktail bars. Wander the Petit Champlain district's narrow streets, where local artists showcase their crafts in centuries-old buildings, and the aroma of fresh-baked pain au chocolate proves irresistible. Brave the toboggan slide beneath Chateau Frontenac. Zoom across the Steedy Lawrence on a ferry to spot the city's skyline, or join the world's most stylish winter carnival, where even the sub-zero temperatures can't freeze the city's joie de vivre. Just one tip: the more French you attempt, the better the service gets. Halifax. Every pub has a maritime tale, and every local knows at least 3 sea shanties by heart in Halifax. This harbor city strikes the perfect balance between small-town charm and urban sophistication, where Navy officers and college students rub shoulders at pubs older than Canada itself. Stroll the world's second-longest oceanfront boardwalk, letting the salty breeze guide you between craft breweries, seafood shacks, and museums that bring the city's swashbuckling history to life. Time your visit for a Saturday to experience the chaos and charm of the Seaport Farmers Market, North America's oldest continuously operating farmers market. But the real secret? The donair, a late-night delicacy that's achieved near mythical status. Just ask any local where to find the best one, then settle in for a passionate 20-minute explanation. Ottawa. Don't let the politicians in suits fool you. Canada's capital is anything but stuffy. In winter, the Rideau Canal transforms into the world's largest skating rink, where briefcase-toting bureaucrats glide to work on ice skates while munching on beaver tails, the pastry, not the animal. In summer, the city erupts into a non-stop festival scene, with streets closed for everything from jazz concerts to ribs competitions. Wander the halls of Parliament, where gargoyles with smartphones keep watch, or explore the hidden tunnels beneath the streets. And don't miss the changing of the guard. It's like Buckingham Palace, but with more maple leaves and fewer tourists. Just avoid asking locals about their opinion on government, unless you have a few hours to spare. St. John's. At the edge of North America sits a city that looks like a box of crayons exploded onto a fishing village. St. John's, Newfoundland is where rainbow-colored Jelly Bean Row houses cling to hills so steep they've inspired their own yoga pose. Hike to Signal Hill through fog so thick you'll swear you're walking through clouds, then descend into George Street, which has more bars per square foot than anywhere else in North America. Join the locals for a screech in ceremony, kiss a cod, down some rum, and congratulations, you're an honorary Newfoundlander. Just don't try to mimic the accent. Even other Canadians need subtitles to understand a true Newfie. And remember, if you're told to, stay where you're at. I'll come where you're to. That's just local GPS. Victoria. Where garden gnomes outnumber people and afternoon tea is an Olympic sport, you'll find yourself in Victoria. British Columbia's capital is like London's laid-back cousin who moved to the coast, got into yoga, and never looked back. Hop between hidden gardens, where peacocks strut like they own the place they kind of do. Paddle through the harbor in a kayak, waving to float planes as they take off like oversized seabirds. And don't miss the Fairmont Empress Hotel, where the afternoon tea is so fancy, even your pinky finger will feel underdressed. But the real magic happens as the sun sets and the Parliament buildings light up like a fairy castle. Just one warning, between the whales breaching in the harbor and the gardens blooming year-round, you might forget what century you're in. Edmonton. Think prairies are boring? Edmonton didn't get the memo. This city throws more festivals than a calendar has days, from the world's largest fringe theater festival to an event celebrating winter's 40°C temperatures. Yes, really. Explore North America's largest stretch of urban parkland, where coyotes and beavers commute alongside city workers. Dive into the food scene, where Ukrainian babushkas and Filipino adobo masters are creating culinary mashups that shouldn't work, but absolutely do. And don't miss the West Edmonton Mall, which is less of a shopping center and more of an indoor city, complete with a full-size pirate ship and submarine. Just come prepared. It's a dry cold is less of a saying and more of a local mantra. Winnipeg. Smack in the middle of Canada, Winnipeg is like that friend who's quiet at first, but turns out to be the life of the party. This city has more character than a Dostoevsky novel and winters that would make a polar bear wear a scarf. Visit the Forks, where 2 rivers and 6,000 years of history meet, and where the ice skating trail in winter features warming huts designed by world-famous architects. Explore the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, a building so stunning it makes other museums jealous. And don't miss the Exchange District, where turn-of-the-century architecture houses some of the coolest bars and restaurants you've never heard of. Just one tip: if someone invites you to a social, say yes. It's a uniquely Winnipeg party featuring dancing, late-night snacks, and enough good vibes to warm even the coldest prairie night. Kingston. Halfway between Toronto and Montreal, Kingston is like that cool history teacher who rides a motorcycle. Canada's first capital city now rocks a college town vibe, where limestone buildings host craft breweries and music spills out of pubs older than Confederation. Cruise through the Thousand Islands, where Gilded Age mansions share space with kayakers and brave cliff jumpers. Don't miss the Kingston Penitentiary tours. The guides are former guards with stories that would make Netflix jealous. And save room for the local ice cream. In Kingston, it's practically a food group. Just one rule: never call it a university town. It's a city with a university. Thank you very much. Saskatoon. Don't let anyone tell you Saskatchewan is flat and boring. They clearly haven't been to Saskatoon. Straddling the South Saskatchewan River, this city is where Prairie meets sophistication, with a food scene that's making bigger cities nervous. Bike the Mewesen Trail, stopping to admire art galleries housed in former flour mills, or join the locals for a bunnock tournament. Think bowling, but with horse ankle bones. Yes, really. In winter, cross-country ski through the city center, then warm up with locally roasted coffee and the world's best berry pie. Just don't mention the Calgary Flames. Some rivalries run deeper than the prairie soil. Calgary. With its unique blend of cowboy culture and tech-savvy innovation, the city transforms from a business hub to the world's most epic Western party during the Calgary Stampede. Picture thundering chuck wagon races, massive crowds, and agricultural exhibitions that pulse with energy. With a stunning skyline framed by Rocky Mountain foothills, the city offers a perfect mix of Western hospitality and urban sophistication. It's a destination that promises adventure, cultural diversity, and an unforgettable Canadian experience. Whitehorse. Where adventure defines daily life and northern lights dance overhead, the Yukon's wilderness capital offers a unique urban experience. Imagine a place where rush hour means caribou wandering down the street, and every moment feels like an Arctic expedition. Dog sledding, midnight sun, and breathtaking landscapes define this northern gem. Blending indigenous traditions with pioneer spirit, Whitehorse offers a unique journey into Canada's untamed wilderness, promising experiences that defy ordinary travel expectations. Charlottetown, Canada. With cobblestone streets and Victorian charm, Prince Edward Island's capital stands as a maritime gem that brings fairy tales to life. Birthplace of Canadian Confederation, it boasts cobblestone streets, Victorian architecture, and a vibrant waterfront. Famous for its connection to Anne of Green Gables, the city offers legendary pay lobster, potato-inspired cuisine, and festivals that pulse with maritime energy. With friendly locals and landscapes engineered to make people smile, Charlottetown captures the heart of Canadian maritime culture in one irresistible package. Kelowna. In the heart of British Columbia's Okanagan Valley, Kelowna is like a slice of Mediterranean paradise with a distinctly Canadian twist. Here, vineyards cascade down to the shores of Lake Okanagan, where beach bums share the sand with wine connoisseurs. Cycle the Kettle Valley Railway Trail, stopping at family-owned wineries where the vintners know your name by your second visit. Join the locals for floating, drifting down the canal in tubes with drink holders, no judgment here. And keep an eye out for Ogopogo, the lake's legendary monster who, after a few glasses of local wine, seems entirely plausible. Just one tip: pronunciation is key. It's Kelowna, not Kelowna, unless you want to immediately identify yourself as a tourist. Oh, Canada. Must know when visiting Canada. Canada's maple syrup. Did you know Canada takes maple syrup so seriously? They have a strategic maple syrup reserve. That's right. It's like Fort Knox, but sweeter. Here's your insider guide. True maple syrup comes in 4 grades, from golden delicate to very dark. While tourists go for the light stuff, locals swear by the darker grades for that rich, woodsy flavor. It takes 40 liters of sap to make just 1 liter of syrup. For the ultimate Canadian experience, visit a sugar shack. Try a syrup tasting. It's like wine tasting, but tastier. Just remember, look for 100% pure maple syrup and let your taste buds explore the liquid Great White North. Subtle social choreography of Tim Hortons line etiquette. Beyond being a simple coffee shop, Tim Hortons represents a sacred social institution in Canadian culture with its own unwritten rules of engagement. The lineup at a Tim Hortons is a carefully orchestrated dance of politeness and efficiency that visitors must master. Canadians maintain an almost mathematically precise personal space, forming orderly queues with an almost militaristic precision. Cutting in line is considered a social transgression, akin to a cardinal sign, potentially earning disapproving looks or quiet, passive-aggressive comments. During busy morning rushes, there's an unspoken expectation of swift ordering. Patrons are expected to have their precise coffee and donut selection ready, with optional modifications clearly articulated. Hesitation or indecision is subtly frowned upon, and the ability to order quickly and courteously is seen as a mark of true Canadian cultural integration. The intricate art of winter, gear removal and storage. Canadian buildings practice a unique ritual of transitional spaces that visitors must understand to navigate social spaces during winter. Entryways in homes, offices, and public spaces become carefully choreographed zones of winter gear management. Upon entering, Canadians perform an almost ceremonial process of layering down, removing snow-covered boots, hanging wet outer layers, and transforming from winter armored explorers to indoor inhabitants. Visitors are expected to follow this ritual meticulously. Boots are placed on designated mats, coats hung on specific hooks, and wet items strategically positioned to dry. Many homes and public spaces have elaborate boot trays, coat racks, and drying stations that reflect this cultural obsession with managing winter's messy aftermath. Failing to respect these unspoken rules can result in disapproving glances or being labeled as a winter novice. Canada Travel Wonders. Now that we've explored the wonders of Canada, I want to hear from you. Where would you go first? Will it be marveling at Niagara Falls, exploring the stunning landscapes of Banff, or joining in on a lively cultural festival? Let me know in the comments and share your dream Canadian adventure. If you enjoyed this journey, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future explorations. Until next time, embrace the beauty around you, wherever you may be, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.